quitting my office job, selling my house, selling my car, and moving into an extremely small space to fund my new journey really was hard work. Many of you commented on all the channels that I post my posts on about, yes, but it was hard work, Carol. It's not the law of attraction. Absolutely, it was hard work. But in law of attraction, it's called inspired action. And when I left my job, I didn't actually know what I was going to do. I just followed what excited me. And I've decided to, in the next few videos, create a series giving you a bit more detail and how I started out and landed in color analysis, and hope it inspires you to live more authentically aligned to who you are and what you want out of your life, because we only have this one life. Now, if you did not know, in the past, I've also shared sort of my journey about my father's death at a young age taught me how to live, which is a huge inspiration for my life in terms of how I want to live. I'll tag the video below. It may be a couple videos. In the event you did not know, I left a job in the corporate world where I had project managers reporting up to me. So it was sort of a mid to senior level role in the organization that paid very well. In this video, I'm going to cover off sort of the year following quitting my job and me going to hair school and image consulting certification program in parallel at the same time. So the hair school ran January to November. It was full time. I was there 5 days a week from 9 to 5 and paid me $0. And I was funding the time January to November through my savings. And at night, I would go to image consulting certification program at George Brown College. So I would leave my house at 7:30 in the morning and go to hair school, and then stay at hair school till 5 p.m. And then in the evenings, I would leave hair school and catch public transit to go to the image consulting certification program at night, and usually get back home from public transit. Like, I would take public transit home. I would get home maybe 10:30 at night, and it would start again the next day. Now, the image consulting certification program, if I was to recollect, was only 2 or 3 days a week. The image consulting certification program introduced me to color analysis in a basic form. It only covered the 4 seasons, and it was in that class that I realized, wow, I'm in love with color analysis. And I had never heard of color analysis prior to taking that class. And in fact, taking that class taught me a huge lesson, because I didn't want to take that class. I was like, why do we have to learn about color? I want to style people and take people shopping. And so I didn't want to take the class. And so taking the class taught me sometimes where you resist is actually where you should explore, because it was the gateway to me finding my passion. And I had to take that class because it was a mandatory class as part of the program. One of the first things I did after that segment of the program ended was I bought my professional color analysis kit. I mean, I bought the top package kit, and it was quite an expense because I'm living off my savings and making $0, but I just felt called to do it. And so I felt like it was Christmas Day when this box arrived with all my color analysis fabrics in it. It was actually such a blessing, me going to hair school in parallel to all this too, because some days I would bring my color analysis fabrics with me to hair school and practice on the other students there. And this was a large hair school. And so there were a lot of students in the program. And also we would get the practice clients in where we would practice on their hair. And I would also practice my color analysis on them. So I constantly was getting several people to practice on in terms of my color analysis skills as well. It was such a blessing to be in that environment. No one knew about color analysis. It was me at the time telling people, oh my goodness, I got to do this for you. It's so fantastic. And I was really learning as well at the time, because your first clients in color analysis really are the people for you to test your training with. I needed to have a business up and running, or some sort of income up and running running by November because my savings were going to run dry at some point. And so the image consulting program was going on, and I actually, during hair school and the image consulting program, spending my days on weekends, I would code my website because I have a background in IT. But in reality, back then, color analysis was the path that excited me, but I thought hair school was going to be the smart choice because there were jobs in the hair field. The image consulting program and the hair program too, teachers would say things like, there's only a small percentage of people in these programs that actually end up being successful and end up doing these things as their careers. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't be one of them because I put it all into this and I need this to work out. And when a very wise teacher in hair school said to me something like, I don't see you being a hairstylist. It's not your passion. I don't see you having a drive for it. I was like, but I have to make this work. That's the stable path in what I've chosen. The color analysis thing and image consulting thing really is just going to be a side fun thing. Hair school ended in November and I had my image consulting certification by then. And I believe I had taken the advanced color analysis training as well. And so my website launched and I was ready to go, and I got a full-time position at Studio Fontana making minimum wage. That's what people do when they first start out in the hair field. And if you think typically graduates from hair school start out doing hair like off the bat, not in where I chose to go. I actually was making minimum wage sweeping floors at first, washing hair, running errands, bringing coffees and lunches to hairstylists at the salon I was working at. And then on the side, after hours, I would be able to do hair clients that perhaps I had attracted. It's not all cushy starting out in the hair field. And it wasn't 40 hours a week. It might have been 30. And so literally every month I continued to dip into my savings, and that wasn't sustainable. Stay tuned. In the next video, I'm going to talk about more about me being a hair assistant and on the side as well, starting out my color analysis and image consulting practice.